So relationship meddlers. Who's all in a relationship?
I'm in a situationship. Does that count?
It does count.
Yes, why not?
Okay, I'm gonna raise my hand like this. Is it polyamorous? Am I saying it right? Polygamy? Poly one pocket.
It's the do's and the don'ts, and you should not discuss nothing. Zip it up. If they say don't say it, don't say it.
How do I come on? How do you perceive me? Jesus asked him, who do men say that I am? That is so profound. I never thought about it that way.
What happened at your house?
I walked in on people banging in the fridge, but that's another story.
Banging in the fridge?
Where y'all at today? This is an episode of Pretty Smart. We're coming through with some pretty smart material for you today. Right. Having integrity to those that are not present.
Hello, ladies.
Hey.
2026. Yeah.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. Wait till Ellie comes on here. I didn't know her chest was all up in the camera.
All up in the camera.
All up in the camera. That's what happens when you're young. Well, it's 2026. First topic is, should love have deadlines or we just go with a flow? Of course, I'm going to have a difference of opinion as usual, but we'll let it mostly be led by you all, since this is pretty smart and we're not here just to get the man's perspective, right? So let's start off with the first one. Dating timelines. Is there a right age to start dating? And do timelines protect you or pressure you? That's what a lot of people ask. Because some people feel like when you put on timelines, then you have to meet those timelines. And a lot of people feel like that's too much pressure. I just want to go with what feels right.
So I'll kind of start this off because I literally was talking about this yesterday. Timeline to start, yes. I think children-wise, starting, let's say 16. That's fair. Okay. But a deadline to actually I need to have all this figured out, by no means. Absolutely. Please don't do that to yourself. That's torture. Because you don't know what you have to go through, and your journey isn't set by your deadline. You got to walk your journey. You got to become who you're supposed to be so you can be right for that person that you're supposed to be with. And if you rush that, you can end up getting something wrong. Not like something wrong, but like the situation could be wrong for you because you rushed it, because you were trying to meet a deadline.
And now I feel like I have a different perspective now. Are we talking about can we put this in context of like a situationship, like that you're not with this person, but like y'all are talking or whatever you want to call it, and it goes on for too long? Like,
you can put it in any type of situation you want. So you have the situation where, when should a person start dating? You have the situation of, if you're in a situationship and you and this person are just talking, when to officially date, or when's the time? Do you have a timeline of when you break up? It doesn't matter. It's a timeline. It's an open timeline question.
See, I used to have Kiana, you haven't been updated. I have a boyfriend now, and it's the guy I was telling you about.
That's where you've been.
Yes.
You see now, Angelica, this is what happened. When she was single, she was on every episode. Then she get a man, he can't find her.
I've been busy with cheer and work. Oh my gosh. But I'm here. I'm a little sick today, but I'm still here. Period. So anyways, back to what I was saying. My boyfriend and I, we were never talking, but we went on a few dates, and then he was not near me anymore, but we stayed in touch. And I don't know. I think I was pushing for something a little more serious before he was. So it was kind of at the time, a year ago. So not that I was putting a timeline on it, but
You
it
were
was
in
just
different
it's-
spaces, and
I
that's
don't want.
okay.
Yeah, I don't want to. I was kind of like, I don't know what I'm not trying to. He was kind of playing with me a little bit. He'll admit that now, but like back then, so like I feel like I would give you hear a lot of advice to other women, like, oh, like you've been talking to this guy or messing with this guy for so long, and he still hasn't asked you out. You need to cut it off. I didn't cut it off, and it worked out in my favor in the end. But that doesn't always happen. Like that doesn't always happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
So in my situation, like, yeah, I needed time. And I'm glad I didn't get into anything earlier than I did, but like now looking back at it. But some people, like I would tell, like, some people be stuck in a situationship for a long time and like
Should have been left.
right. And so it's like I would tell if I was in the if one of my homegirls told me she was in the situation I was in with him last year, I would have told her to cut it off. But I didn't cut it off, and like I said, it ended up working out. But I feel like it's different for every situation and the person. Like if the person is a genuine person, like good intentions at heart. You know what I mean. So
I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
we're talking about two different things. It's like this. Make me miss you. You cut it off. Now I realize that you're gone. Oh, this is what I need. Sometimes that needs to happen on both ends. And then
Absolutely.
the other one is if you're in a situation with somebody and they don't want the same thing you want, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Wasting time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would say if you are in a situation, relationship, whatever you want to call it, if you are with that person for a certain amount of time, you already know what you're dealing with. You don't
Mhm.
have to keep that. I mean, that's what I would say when it comes to like deadlines or whatever. When I've seen enough, I've seen enough. Like I've seen what I need to see. I'm done. This is good. You're playing with me.
Yeah,
Family said.
yeah, and it's funny. Yeah, it's funny because that was kind of my situation. Like I was kind of already like at the time, like I was like, all right, I kind of gave up on it, and then it was like kind of what Kiona said. Like once you realize once you miss that person, you leave that person, you're like, oh dang, like kind of happened on his end. Like I knew what I was dealing with at the time with him, and then he ended up being like, dang, that girl was really cool. Like so then it kind of ended up working out because of both of those things. But I think when I kind of let go of anything expectations, that's when things came together. So like that's another like go with the flow and things can come together. Like let them be and it will be.
I have a question for you, and then I got a question for Kazaya and Jerica. So my question for you is he an athlete?
Yeah,
You just can't help yourself. All right, and
I'm
then,
happy too.
no, but I was laughing because if you said no, I was going to say, well, you've gone in a different direction. But Kazaya and Jerica, so one of the things I saw online that she was just talking about, there was a lady that was just randomly started asking this guy that she was been dating for 2.5 years. She was like, if you don't marry me this year, then what are we doing? And he's like, what? Why are you asking me that out of the blue? She's like, we've been together for 2 years and I want to get married and I want to have kids. He said, okay, but I mean, hold on. We've talked about this like 3 days ago and now you just threw that on me.
I'll say that's
Well, if you don't marry me, then I'm out. He's like, what's bringing this all up? Who have you been talking to? And
that's an
she mentioned
ultimatum.
her ex. And he was like, the guy you was with for 7.5 years and y'all didn't get married, and now you're putting pressure on me? He said, fine, go marry him. I'm out.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know you weren't talking to me.
Uh-oh, Jericho, your audio went out. What happened? Because I had talked while we see where her audio went.
Okay, well, I think that honestly, that's not good at all. The fact that it's only been 2 years and she's already like, oh, where's my wedding ring? Oh, when are we doing it? In my personal opinion, I feel like 2 years is a little bit too short to be like, oh, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Like, it was 3?
No, I said at least 3. Give it at least 3.
Yeah, exactly. Like everybody has their different numbers. Mine is 5. Like, so I'm just like, that's way too soon.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like 5 is not bad for me because that first year, kind of like with Natalie, you guys are just kind of feeling if you guys even want to be in the same room. You know what I'm saying? By year 2, you guys are really paying attention to those flags, whether they're green, red, purple, green, or, you know what I'm saying? And then year 3, okay, you've been here.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you sticking around?
Yeah,
That's when you
and
should be like, you know,
I feel like that situation came from her ex. Like I see stories
mhm.
a lot where like men like a couple will be together for like 14 years and the man still won't propose. Like, and
Yeah,
at that point, it's like, is he really
Oh, he
going to?
should.
You know what I mean?
absolutely
But you
insane.
can't. But you can't go like be hurt from that and then go put that on a new partner after like
Mm,
2 years. You
mm.
know what I mean? So
Natalie.
in that situation with the 14 years in a relationship, you ain't getting a ring.
You should also, like, if you've been together 7, 8 years, that means you've had these conversations, and you
Or
should know
not.
what's
Or
going about
not.
now. Number one,
Right.
and
Hopefully.
if you didn't have the conversation, that's freaking weird.
No.
Exactly.
Hmm.
That's
I
number
have
two.
seen it.
And then sometimes you got to stop, because if you had that conversation, then you know why I haven't asked you to marry me yet.
Hmm.
Right.
And sometimes when I see people that go through that and you get through the weed and they're like, well, in like our third year, he or she said, I never want to get married again. Okay,
Why
so
are you still
you've
here?
been holding out hope, because this is what people will do. They will
Mm-mm.
hold out hope that something's going to change when I literally said out of my mouth,
That is
I
not what
don't
I
want to be
want.
married again.
Well, okay. So I want to add two things. First of all, let me touch on that before I lose my train of thought. So it's such thing. I know people don't want to deal with biblical stuff, but biblically it says don't be unequally yoked. That means in
Yeah.
everything. If your mindset is unequally yoked, then that's what you're gonna get. If they don't want to be married, but you do, but what?
Hmm.
So you're not with a person that has the same mindset, same goals. When you're with somebody, the purpose of being with them is not to make you feel good. If you're looking to get married, it's not to make you feel good. You're looking for the qualities, the potential. Do they have what it takes? And then also, you're showing them what you bring to the table. And if you ain't showing them what you bring into the table, you just more concerned with what they bring in. Of course, they're not gonna pull a ring out because they don't know what they
They're
get
not.
into. So, but what was my other thing? I forgot. Somebody else say something. I forgot.
What I was trying to say before my
Yes.
audio messed up. Um, you never bring your ex relationship into your new
Period.
relationship. I don't tell when I start dating someone, I don't let them know any problems I had prior before, how long we've been together. I'll just keep it simple. Because
That's
then they try and compare and then they'll try and like
right.
become a better guy than that other guy. And the
Just to
whole
get
time it's fake.
Mhm.
So I just keep mine. I just be mysterious.
But Jerica, that's also healing. Like you're going into the next relationship healed. You're not
Yeah,
bringing baggage to
exactly.
the next relationship, and
And if you're unequally yoked, like you said,
you
it's
won't have
not
to.
going to ever work. You're going to always
Exactly.
clash and you're not going to be happy.
Yep.
I don't know what Arlena talking about. I like to be equally yoked and unequally yoked. Wait, I think we talking
Oh,
about two different things.
toxic.
I think we're talking about two different things. Never mind. So
What are
what?
you talking about? Hold
Arlena,
on, friend.
Wait.
Arlena's right here with
What are
me.
you talking
Arlena,
about? Talk to me.
Question mark.
Arlena's
I
right
think
here
it's
with
like an
me.
in betweeny because it's like, it
Now, when
might
I
get
say
boring sometime. You'd be like, oh,
no,
okay.
okay. So let me give you an example of what I mean by unequally yoked. Me and my husband, we have different likes. We have, but there is some things that we do have in common where it counts. Like his hobbies and stuff, they're different from mine. His, other things he brings to the table, we complete each other in that regard. Like I'm the more planner person. I like to have things more strategic. He is the type to go to flow. Combine us together, we're a dynamic duo. Okay.
Mhm.
But when it comes to like how we want to raise our kids or how we want to run our household or when we were dating, what we were looking for in the significant other, those things we were on the same page about. That's how we got to this point here, what, almost 10 years later. So yeah, that's how we got to this point. Because we noticed, okay, he has the qualities I want. I didn't just look at him. I looked at his family too. People fail to look at the people's families.
Date the
You look at
family.
that stock.
Date
What
that
is
family
coming
too.
from? Like, friend, pay attention. Them flags be waving, and y'all
No, for sure, for sure. And then 100%. if you see kind of how they're raised and things, that can kind of
yes,
tell from your relationship
what
too.
you gonna get?
How he's going to treat the woman, how she's going to treat the man.
Absolutely.
Unless you get those people where you're like, you're nothing like your family.
Exactly. That's if
You
they
can
really
have
wanted
that
to
too.
change and
Them
things.
are
So,
generational curse people. They breaking
hmm
them things.
Well, we're
Mm-mm.
gonna stick on marriage since we talking about that and how y'all feel about this, because this has happened a little bit. There are so many people today that are just they're not getting married. I know at least two couples that have been together 12 plus years and they are happy as the day is long and they're never getting married and they feel like they're going to be together forever. They
That's for
feel like
them.
it's just a thing that complicates things. They don't want to go. They've both been divorced and I think that's their biggest fear going through
Okay.
that. And I bring that up because I don't know if you guys watched wrestling, but John Cena, when he was dating one of the diva chicks or whatever, and they were doing that little reality TV show, it was an episode where they were sitting at a table and he wanted to do a prenup. And they always feel like when a man brings up a prenup, it's like, why are you trying to stiff me? But when a woman brings up a prenup, she's protecting herself. That's just, it's not right, but that's the stereotype, right? So he told her, you've met my family. You know that big house my mom lives in and my brother and his expecting wife? How do you think they pay for that? I need to make sure that the people that I support are protected, not just me. So let's just say they didn't get married. She ended up marrying somebody else. They got divorced after 2 years, and she's got to pay him $200,000, and they
What?
told her to get a prenup.
What? See,
So there's a lot of people that are just like, we're not getting married. We're just going to be together and not be married. How do you feel about those people?
that's for them.
Yeah.
Perfect
I'm
answer.
Each his own.
I think my parents are also divorced, and both of them both say I'm never getting married again. So I think in circumstances like that, I definitely like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a lot to go through. Like, my parents are in their 50, like mid 50. Like, not to say you can't date around that, like, no, but it is a lot to go through again, and you've already been like your whole life, half of your life. So I understand that, but for me,
I'll be like my friend paying 3 alimonies.
Mhm.
I think
So where your
for
money
like
going?
me, a lot of like the culture nowadays, like I don't want to be without like society pressuring you. Like if it was normal to not get married, I wouldn't care to get married, I think. But like where I was raised, like kind of in the South, like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
like I mean,
not
I
ready.
would go
South it's
born in
prone
church
like that.
and stuff.
So when I
Yeah,
moved here to Ohio or the North, they do not look into
That's what.
more
Yeah.
marriage. So
yeah.
I'm from the South, so it's more like when you date out here, they're like, nah, I can't get married. I don't do all that. We could stay together for a long time, but it just seems like people are running out of commitment so fast now. Instead of trying to be providers and be committed, they're scared of it.
I
Well,
think yeah.
Kazaya, are they scared of it or is people just tired of because I feel like when people think about society, they never consider this one thing. Are you happy? Everybody wants to tell you you should be married. This is how you should be. This it's not just marriage, it's everything in your relationship. Just people
Mhm.
telling you how
I,
you should do it. They don't consider the fact that you may be happy. And one of the questions here says, is go with the flow just code of lack of effort? People feel like if you're not trying to get married, you just out here in these streets. And that's not it. Some people like the emotional freedom to say, you know what, you were a Mercedes when I met you, and now you're a Geo Metro, and I don't want to do anything. I don't want anything to do with this.
No,
yeah.
I mean, okay.
Your name
So,
is not Kazaya. Your name is Lena.
well, yeah, the show is. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kazai.
I I think that sometimes people do use the excuse of, oh, we're
Yeah.
feeling things out. We are going with the flow. It's just why we're putting so much pressure on what happens here. Sometimes that does happen, but in other instances, I think that going with the flow, it helps with the health and longevity of the relationship because you're not necessarily you're happy
And
just
putting stipulations.
exactly everything is just simple. It creates more authentic moments necessarily. So I feel like I don't know. It's kind of like in the middle.
Jerica, why do people care if they're both happy? No matter what, whether they're getting married, dating for a long term, don't even consider themselves dating.
That's their
Uh,
business.
huh?
That's their business.
Right.
Mind your business.
Yep.
Lena said, "Can somebody else host the show? Because it's my first day back." But yeah, she answering for everybody.
You good, Lena?
I'm sorry. It's
I
in you. When it's in you, baby, you can't. I mean, it's just.
no, I mean I feel the same way because it's like it's their relationship, but I know I have boundaries And if
Mhm.
you ain't it, I'm gonna cut you off. So,
Period.
But see,
and
you're doing that thing.
I feel like you'll find your right
Mhm.
person and you'll know. Everyone I have talked to
Mhm.
that met their person, it's like they
Mhm.
said, I already knew it.
Yep. I agree with that.
You know, it's funny they knew it, but they didn't pressure it. I think people try
Exactly.
to.
That too.
And
Well,
that's what
Because
I
when you
feel.
chase it,
Yeah.
when you're chasing something so much, it's gonna run right from you. So it's
Right.
like,
Just let things happen.
it's like when the
mhm.
Well,
old people say, "Well, y'all don't want to be committed and y'all date everybody." I'm like, wait a minute, weren't y'all the creators of the Black Book? Like it's a new thing. My aunt had a Black Book and she had a number in there for if she wanted to go to the movie, who to
okay.
call. She got the person in there when she need her plumbing fixed.
Oh,
She got the
right.
person in
Right.
there when she need her other plumbing fixed. Okay. And then
She
she
got
got the
two plumbers.
person in there that she just want to hang out, and it's the platonic friend. But when you do that now, you for the streets.
I
Yeah.
I
do
don't
think
think
that.
so.
Well, I
I
don't
If
think
you're
in
not
a
looking
bad
for
I
way.
got a
anything,
Absolutely.
food. I got
if
a
you're not looking for anything,
that
you make a no.
until I find one man that just do all of that, that'll be my
Okay,
husband.
but leave me out
So,
of this, Jerica. Um,
so Jerica, I know I've been married for 10 years, but this
okay, that's the
I wasn't
second time
always
she told
married.
us that. How many times is she's gonna plug that
Because
marriage
I'm
here in this
happy.
episode?
I'm happy. And then you talking about somebody being happy. I am truly happy, but I wasn't always married. And this is when I was
Uh-huh.
dating. Before I met my husband, I literally said, I'm done, like trying to find that person. I was like, yo, I'm going to go with the flow, but my going with the flow still had structure. And I think that's what a lot of people fail to do with their going with the flow. They just going with the flow and seeing what kind of, they just whatever draws they pick out the bucket. No, you should have some kind of structure with that, whether
Mhm.
that's standards or boundaries, like Jerica said. You got to have something there to let you know, okay, the river has ended. There's no more flow, and I think that's where a lot of people fail, and this is how they get into those 5-7 year relationships, because they started out going with the flow, but they never had anything to say, okay,
They gotta
enough.
set those boundaries. It's
Right.
like saying, hey, at this point of time, I want this, I want that. I want the marriage, I want to be a wife. And you got to start carrying yourself as a wife. If you're carrying yourself as a, a street
Say
woman,
it, friend.
they don't treat you like a street woman because you want to do that. Now, if you want to be a wife and really work towards that, chill out, do poetry, go do some yoga.
There's
Wait.
a question that
Yeah.
what they're missing here a lot of times though, and I'm not talking about women, it's women and men. Is people say I want to get married, and my next question is why, and their answers tell me if they should be getting married or not.
Mhm. And if you're
Well,
not healed, like it's not,
yeah,
you're not going to be
definitely.
ready.
If
Mm-mm.
I ask you, do you want to get married, and you say, well, I want to have a husband and kids. Okay, well, yeah, you do that when you get married, but that's why that's it. That's the top two.
Marriage
Okay.
is a job.
So that's my question when people say they want to get married or they want to have kids. So I don't ask them why, but I ask them, what does that look like? What is your, because when I said that I wanted to get married, I wanted to have kids, it wasn't just that I wanted to have kids and get married. It was, I wanted this picture that I painted for myself, and not just the kids and the husband, but what myself looked like. Because when you get married, when you have kids, if you're not careful, you'll lose yourself and you'll wake
Yeah.
up 2 years, 3 years later, like, who the heck am I?
Who am I?
Right. Because you didn't see what that picture looked like with you in it. You just wanted it.
And I heard too, like divorces are like death, honestly. So it's like when people go through that, it's like it rips a big part. Like your household's broken, your kids, you
I'm
don't see
divorced.
them as much.
I'm
It's
divorced.
heck of bills. You're used to having that support and stability to come home to all the time,
I think my mic
and then
went out
that's
again.
gone.
It
So
depends on the dynamic before the
Yeah.
divorce.
I will
uh,
say,
Well, my go ahead.
I just see people get real depressed after the fact, and then
Yeah,
they
but
just
hold
spiral and
on,
go crazy.
Jerica.
Like, yeah.
There's something that we're missing here. The people who are real depressed, this is the problem. The divorce wasn't the problem.
Mhm.
They were like that before the divorce happened.
Hmm.
The
My
problem is everything has a timetable. We
Yeah.
paint this picture that everything's supposed to be forever, right?
Mhm.
Friendships, business relationships, even
Everything.
relationships with some family members
Absolutely.
have an expiration date.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, me and my wife divorced so long ago, but we get along because when you see the writing on the wall,
Pay
that's
attention.
the time to split while you still respect each other. If you
Yes.
wait
Yeah.
too
Don't wait to
long
marry them.
to where you got to get to the fighting and the anger and the I don't
Hmm.
like you and then I looked at it like this. All you keep talking about is all the terrible times you had. So y'all ain't had no fun, no happiness. It was just
Yeah.
always miserable. I understand there are some relationships like that.
Just
But it's
like,
like,
why you married?
why, right? And it's like, it's not. It's what led up to the divorce.
Yeah.
And if you get into that relationship scared of the divorce, that ain't the relationship for you because you're already thinking way too far ahead.
Exactly. And you already manifest bad stuff to happen anyway. So
Exactly.
I was gonna
That's
say
why.
my parents got divorced, and like the behavior that was displayed, like my dad had like he just acted like I'm not trying to shit on my dad. Like I love my dad, but like his behavior towards my mom
Was not
and
becoming.
the family was not stable. Like it wasn't stable. Like we didn't know what we were coming home to, like what mood he's gonna be. Like almost like there was just something going on for like a really long time, and we never like we just were walking around
understood it.
eggshells
Yeah.
for him around him for like most of my life that I can remember. So like, and like I'm not painting my dad out to be like this villain. Like he's not, but like that was a reality of my household. So like I think my mom dealt with it for years and years and years. So at that point, it's like she tried to like get him in a marriage counseling. You know what I mean? Like he didn't want to do it. So and he said he would, but he never did. Like he would say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and like I'm gonna go get help. Never would. So like in that circumstances, like what else do you do? You know what I mean?
Right.
So like I know like Jerika, you were saying like you know you're breaking up a stable home, but it's not always like that. Like a house can be broken before like
Yeah, way
divorce.
before that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
It's
it's
just the
like
tip of the iceberg. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like and I
It's
still love both of
different
my
because
parents.
my
I still love
parents
both.
been together for like 38 going on 40 years. So they met when they were younger. So
Yeah,
it's kind of based on your household. So I'm used to
yeah,
seeing love and care in a long term relationship,
right.
teenagers, like the movies, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like
But
the family
Sweetheart.
that I
Yeah.
nanny for
yeah.
still sometimes like their household, like that's what I would want my household to be like. Like
Hmm.
they're like their couple, they're both like successful in their careers. Like they still like love on each other. Like I mean, I'm their nanny. Like and I see it. They do it in front of me. They don't care. Obviously, it's their house, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like they're like family at this point. I've known them for like 2 years, but and like their kids, they have 3 kids. Like I don't know, they treat their kids like I wouldn't say like gentle parenting, but like no, I don't know this. My kid needs a whooping, I get a whooping. But you know what I mean? Just a
Yeah.
household, very calm, loving,
Hmm.
and that's not always what I saw. So like, I don't know. It's so different. Everybody's house is so
Yeah,
different.
it's different
Yeah.
households and breakups. I
Exactly.
definitely agree.
Yeah.
My parents got divorced as well, but I feel like instead of it like necessarily breaking up a happy household, it kind of just like in a way gave way for more happiness. Of course, for a minute there, it was like a little bit rocky, but my dad, even though he was one of those "oh, I'm never getting remarried" type of people, he got remarried a couple years back, and everybody's chill with each other, everybody's good. So I feel like it opened up a lot of opportunities and types of experiences that I never thought that I would be experiencing, and it also gave my parents both the chance to kind of figure out who they are
Mm-hmm.
themselves, and I've seen them like go through their own personal journeys, and it's been
Mhm.
really nice and beautiful. So yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Mhm.
Well, I wanted to
So
add to
it's
what
funny.
Zaya
Oh,
said.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're okay. But I wanted to add to it because Zaya said when she said her dad was like he's never getting married again and then end up getting married. That's honestly what I look at as going with the flow. Like you have a plan, but you're open to it changing. That's what I
Exactly.
see as going with the flow, not just walking out of here, like,
Yeah.
oh, it's whatever happens, que sera. No, have a plan, but if it, deviates,
Yeah.
be flexible.
If something happens, it's okay to change your mind every now and
Pivot.
You
Yes.
know something that's very funny? I just realized what you guys are talking about and some of the things you said was the very Pretty Smart started in 2021 with the two ladies that were on the couch.
Yep.
And they were talking about this very thing. So I want to show a clip. Okay. I want to show a clip.
She asked me how she can't believe that I was in this 12-year relationship. 12 years. Y'all, 12 years? And some people have been married for 25 years, so it's a thing. It's a thing. 30 years. I cheated on 47. I cheated. Shit, she didn't tell me that. Now, we didn't been on camera for 2 hours. You ain't tell me that this whole 2 hours? You ain't. Because I wanted out. I might as well have lied to you. Yeah. As much as you accuse me of lying, I might as well have.
You gotta sing.
Gone out to the club.
She
What's
said,
so
Christina's
funny?
gone.
They've been friends for so long, and they did that first episode, and that was actual authentic shock on Dominique's face. She was like, "What you did? What? But what did she say? Because I wanted out."
Hmm.
yeah.
I
And
think
I
they
feel
just
like,
stay in. I mean, I
huh?
know when I'm out, I go because it's just I don't want to hurt that person and waste their time. So I even tell them like, hey, I'm just not for you.
Well, you're all young. I think Arlena, you're not old, but you're the oldest person on here. I think out of everybody,
Probably. Yeah.
and even you're younger than the age of women being constantly told you need to graduate high school, get married, have a family. He's
Yep.
cheating on me. This is happening. This is happening. And what the moms just say, you make it work. You hold this family together.
Mm-mm.
You have to
No,
be the ones to make all the compromises.
I will say this because like I said, I literally was having this conversation the other day, and the reason that you brought it right then was the reason we're having the conversation, because she was like, I'm tired of this. He, like Natalie's like, we've done all the therapy. He's not changed, he's not making the changes. I'm ready to leave. And she's really like biblical. Like she's like, I don't want, to mess with my soul and everything. And I was like, well, honey, if he ain't making you happy, you miserable, there's no peace. That's not of God. And that's how she was like, I want to be of God and everything. I was like, that's not of God. If anything he gonna put on you, it's gonna be good. And so she was like trying to battle back and forth whether she should leave. And I'm like, I can't tell you what to do, but if
Hmm.
you're not happy, then do what makes you happy. And I think a lot of times we do kind of put ourselves in that box, especially as women,
Yeah.
because we feel like we're the glue. I'm like,
Hmm.
nobody asked you to be the glue. Hold yourself together. You're like, you don't hold them together. That's their job. What would they do if you weren't here? And that's
Yeah.
how I always, in anytime, even if you're married, what would that person do if you were gone tomorrow?
Hmm. And
So,
if they can move on fast like that, then it's just more like
yeah.
you got to take some time a little bit because it's like that's your person.
Yeah. I think like every relationship is gonna have like obviously
Hmm.
you're gonna have arguments or like things that you kind of disagree on and like have issues. But like to what point, what extent does it become like, all right, we gotta like cut this off? Like, you know what I mean? I'm not talking about like cheating or anything, but like
Yeah.
just arguments, like you're not saying eye to eye on things. Like I think those things will happen at some point. They're bound to, but like I don't know, like I'm so young, like I haven't been in like a long enough relationship to like kind of like go through those bigger things, I guess. Like at what point do you cut it off? Like at what point is it like the deadline? You know what I mean? Like I don't.
You know what points the deadline? Natalie, me and you were dating, and every time you text or call me, my face lights up. Now you're texting me and call me, and I look at my phone and I'm like, ugh.
It's time to
Yep.
go.
It's time to.
It's
That's
time
when
to
that infatuation left and things. So it's just like I feel like when you love each other, you're gonna work hard. When you're in love, you gonna go through hell just to make sure your person smile and you're making sure they're happy. They should be the same, like doing the same to you too. I feel
absolutely.
like once you're like and huffing and puffing, that's just not your person.
You
So
well, I wouldn't say that. It's not your
Or
person. I would say
I mean, you
honestly,
can work towards it. There's gonna
yeah,
be difficulties and things like where it's just like y'all butt heads, but it's like y'all compromise. I feel like
yeah,
love
that's
is
what I was about to say.
sacrifice.
Yeah. You
So
gotta learn how to when you
yeah,
have a
yeah,
disagreement, relationships you're gonna have disagreement. You two people
exactly.
that trying to be together,
Hmm.
y'all gonna have disagreements. But the thing is, how do you carry yourself
Yeah,
when you have those disagreements? Are you calling each other out of your name? Are
yeah.
you guys saying things that are hurtful? Or are you listening? Are you, being willing to compromise? Are you willing to hear them out? And are you willing to agree to disagree?
Or
That is
Or
uplifting
what
each
about
other.
listening?
Like
Do we have
it's just little things like that. I ain't
do,
gonna lie. I was with my baby daddy for 8 years, and it was just basically because he was my first. Then on top of that, I had my son.
mm,
Then he
yeah.
cheated on me with the fat girl. I cut him
now
off,
why
No,
you
yeah,
gotta
you
call her
but
should.
fat?
then I went back. I went back, and then I started realizing things. It's like as you're growing,
Hmm.
that person is still standstill. So it's like you're
I know
going
I'm
to
not
a
gonna let
higher
her off for
level
this.
and just trying to grow. And it's like if that person is not trying to meet that
Yeah,
level with you, it's just it's just more like you can try and you can try and you could try. I tried so much with him until finally I was just like, no,
he was still
like
expecting the lady to
Lena,
be
no,
where
because I'm
she
not
at.
finna let her
Yeah,
go. I'm not finna let her off the hook. Why you call that girl fat? That was a long
cause
time ago. You ain't still gotta call her fat.
she was and
he
she
said what he
still
said.
is.
Period.
I seen her I seen her a couple
Oh,
days. So
no, you call him fat. Why you gotta call her fat? He the one
Both of
cheated.
them fat.
he's bony, but
Unbelievable.
she was fat.
Unbelievable.
She was fat.
Jerica,
She
I
was
love
Unbelievable.
you,
bony.
You know,
girl.
it
You
was
I
the
ain't
so
gonna lie.
funny.
opposite. It was the
That's why I
opposite.
laughed when I ain't even gonna lie. I seen her like what 2 months ago. I had my cute little
Unbelievable.
outfit on. I had to walk right
Oh,
past her. Like 2 kids later,
I'm so over her.
Okay.
you
My
Y'all,
still
dad was the
big and I'm little. I'm
my
just,
dad was the
I'm
opposite.
just
He
kidding.
was the one that liked to
sorry.
get
Let me
talked
not
out
let me
of.
not hype you
But
up, Jerica. I'm
I
sorry.
know. I'm
No,
sorry. My
that's
bad.
what
But
you were saying. I was just gonna say effort really does speak volumes in that
It
instance.
does. It
Yeah.
does.
but I said after that, I think it's just experiences. Cause it's like after that, I said I will not give 8 years of my life or anything like that if a person doesn't meet my standards. So I feel like each relationship can teach you. I just feel like
Absolutely.
when you're younger, you're not as mature. So it's like you either can learn and sometimes it can break you because it's like, oh, a lot of boys I talk to, they're like, oh, it was this one girl when I was younger. I was so in love with her and she did something so scandalous to the point they can't really
Bounce back.
bounce back from that, or
Yeah.
they're just a womanizer, they're this, they're
I see
that.
that a lot
That's
in
a
like
cop out.
teenage. I feel like I see a lot of like I have a friend like that, and he'll still
Mhm.
talk about this girl that he dated in high school. We're seniors in college now. I'm like, why are you still like?
You
She
know
doesn't think
why?
about you
We
anymore.
don't
Reminiscent about that.
You know why? It's because of how men are raised and always looked at. When a man finally becomes vulnerable for
Hmm.
somebody, it's so much harder. And I'm not trying to do a comparison arc, but when a man makes themselves vulnerable and get pooped on, they don't recover as well. Because number one, they're not expecting it.
Hmm.
And it's just really it's like, okay. And then it's one of those things where there's a lot of women that say, I need a sensitive man, a vulnerable man, a man who understands his emotions and all that. And then when you try to do it, they look at you like, you don't get your weak ass away from me.
Hmm.
Can I say two things to that, please?
Yeah, you can say two things to that. And if you're gonna start arguing with me like Sydney, we can go ahead and do that too.
Let's go, friend, because I'm in the mood to argue tonight. Okay, listen. So the first thing is, if they are saying, "Oh, this girlfriend in high school," and they is in their 20s, well,
Mhm.
20s, well, late 20s to early 30s, friend, let that go. You need to heal.
Yep.
Okay, friend, let it
Yep.
go.
It's
You
not it's not a damage thing. It's just a constant reminder where you remind yourself. damn, I really screwed that up.
He was
It's just it's
young.
like a
You were
self
young.
punishment.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like a self punishment. They're self punishing themselves, but it does become incredibly annoying. Like Natalie was saying, like,
Hey,
okay,
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
grow from
he'll
out of
always he'll
that.
bring her name up, and I'm like, oh my god, like
grow up.
he'd be like, no, he'll be like, fuck
What?
that, like he'll be like, fuck so and so. I'm like, what she do? Where this is 5 years ago. What are we still
Right.
talking
What?
for?
Grow
Did he
up.
still bring
I'm
that
like,
up?
Nothing.
well, like
5 years is
we're
Let
all
that
like.
hurt go.
I know.
Let it
I think
go.
that's what I always said. I was like, he must have got hurt real bad, and like his ego never recovered. I guess I
Mhm.
don't know.
But that's a choice. That's a choice.
Exactly.
You can either choose to heal or you can choose to stay hurt.
unless her name is
Exactly.
Sunshine. If
And
her
keep
name is
hurting yourself.
Sunshine, then it's different.
Who?
If her name was Sunshine, then it's different. And everybody old enough to have watched Harlem Nights knows exactly what I'm saying because that goes into our next thing. Oh,
Mhm.
Taishay should be here because here comes the one that gets the biggest argument from everybody is timelines when it comes to sex. That's
Okay.
when
Hold
I
on.
everybody
don't.
has a big disagreement.
When
Everybody
you
has a
ready,
different
you ready.
outlook. We already understand the double standards of I can get all the women I want and I'm a player. And if you do it, you're a harlot and a hussy and all that stuff, right? But the timelines on sex is an important conversation with somebody that you're dating and being active with. And I don't agree with other people telling other people what their timeline should be.
Mhm.
That's their business, mind yours.
Your
Right.
timeline is your timeline. There are some
Your
people that are,
privates, not their
hey,
privates.
I'm dating him. I'm not dating him, and I just he every now and then he knocks me off a little bit, and we go our
It make
separate
me feel
ways, and I'm
good.
happy for, and that's all I need right now.
Period.
Okay, well, sometimes it be getting annoying because, like, we single women, like, here, it just be some married women I know. And it's just like, dang, save us some. So I don't know, but
What?
it's just
Wait,
sometimes
Erica, back
like
up.
save
Girl,
us
Wait,
some
you say
wait,
people.
what it
wait.
Like
is.
we
Hold on,
in the
Jerica.
clearance
I
rack
don't know
right
if
now
Jerica
in
can hear us when she's
2026. I
talking.
don't know what type
Jerica,
of men.
what is
Wait,
happening?
Jerica, hold on, Jerica. You
I
got
don't.
back up, Jerica.
Bring it back.
Back up.
It's a lot. I'm
Bring
so
it back.
irritated right now, but I don't
No,
think there's a timeline frame because you gonna do what you gonna do, and
wait, Jerica, you
Please,
having your own
pump the
show. Hold
brakes.
on, back up.
Please.
We need to clarify that statement you just made
hold
so
on.
we on
Yes.
the same page.
Yes,
The
because we
married
not.
women save us some. What were you trying to say again?
It's like, what
Like,
we doing?
no, it's just so annoying. Like it be girls with boyfriends and all types of
Oh, and they
stuff, and
got a
it's just
sneaky link too.
they got sneaky links too.
Ah,
Like
that's
I'm
what
just
it is.
really a one
Oh,
person
got you,
I'm a
got you,
one
got you,
person
got you.
person. I don't get into all
Period.
that,
Don't be
and
greedy.
it's too much stuff out here, so it's scary. I'm cool. I'll sit my little butt down, wait for my husband, and not do
I
nothing.
tried that once.
Or get you a toy.
I
If
tried
you
that
don't
once.
get
Right.
I
anything, get you
tried the
I
one.
feel like absent is
Definitely
so much better. Like I was 11 months celibate and I felt so amazing.
you know why? You know why?
I healed
Because when you have sex, you are taking whatever that
that
person is dealing
energy.
with or
Yeah.
hasn't dealt with, and it's coming on you. Because you are your
Hmm.
most vulnerable when you're in sex. Like y'all spirits is touching.
Yeah. It's
So
Yeah,
intertwining. So all
whatever
his
you gonna
soul
get.
time. Yep.
Talk about an STD, not an STD in that sense, but a
yeah,
spiritual
but there's
transfer
something
of
that
energy.
lasts
Yeah. A
longer
spiritual
than
transfer. And you can
there's
feel
there,
that.
there's something
Yes.
that lasts longer than STDs. It's called KID. But
Alrighty. What's that?
you kids, they last much longer.
Oh,
Oh, I
That's
got
dang
just
it.
three at
I didn't
home.
even
Take
think about
them.
that.
yeah, there's not a shot that takes them away. But
I mean, you can get
here's the thing. Like she said, she was happy and feeling great. But my whole point was if somebody else is happy doing the opposite, it's always people bothering people about what makes them happy. Some people are celibate. Some people they go through 3-4 months and they like, hey, come clean my clock, and then they off for another 3-4 months. And if that's you,
that's them.
why do people care?
This is me honestly, and I say this about people whether they gay, straight, whatever. I don't care what you do on your free time in your
Yep.
bedroom or in your
Mhm.
car, wherever you get your rocks off, friend, get your rocks, okay, and get them off. I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. Don't want to see it. Don't want to talk about it. I don't talk about mine, and I'm married, and I got all the right in the world to talk about it, but I don't. I don't because it ain't your business.
Nope.
It ain't your business. Ain't my business to be sharing.
Now, what you have to be careful of though sometimes some good stuff will make you make bad decisions. That's the problem.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it
Yeah, make,
do.
make
It will. Have you
Make
think
you make you loony, forgetting stuff. You'll be like, oh, treat me any type of way.
absolutely not.
But you
make you
can't
do.
let it cloud your
When you
judgment.
be what you call it, Matthias, you'd be like,
Mhm.
Well, that thing y'all was saying about spiritual transfer, because Natalie, people always go, well, me and her, or him or him and her, we had a deal. We just finna meet and smash, and nobody's gonna get attached. And I always tell people,
they eventually do.
You can't help
you
that.
cannot predict what's gonna happen when you connect that way. And second of all, dude, this is what I told him. If you're just trying to link up, have them face the wall, do your business, leave. You
That
can't
was
be
my
having
thing.
people in missionary with their legs up
Exactly.
and
Eye
looking in their
contact
eyes.
is
No,
not.
that's in her soul. You in
Yeah,
her
you
soul
gotta
at that
have
point.
boundaries.
Yeah,
If you're
you
not
you
really what you
all
call, you can't
Paper
do
bag or
certain
something.
stuff. You
right,
really
you all
can't do
staring
certain
in the
stuff.
eyes
No.
while you slow going and then wondering why she's in love.
Okay, friend.
You
Yeah,
know why? You know why? You know
but
why?
that's why you can't share yourself with
Everybody.
everything.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
don't
then
share
too,
myself with
every
everybody.
go
Sometimes
ahead.
people get like I think sometimes people get desensitized to that, like, and
Yeah,
it's just physical. And I'm not gonna lie, like I've been there before. I didn't mean shit
that's
to
when
me.
you ain't got no
I don't know.
soul no more, dude.
Oh,
Because you
yeah,
should
first of
feel
all, Jerica,
disgusting.
you
I'm
calm
saying
down.
I've
All right,
been.
because what you no, Jerica, you need to
You ain't
stop.
got no soul.
No, Jerica, you need to stop. You need to stop saying that about us people who just can
Who
go
I didn't
do
even
what we
point
want to do.
fingers. I'm just saying in
We don't
I,
have
general.
a soul.
I'm
Okay.
saying though, like there's been points where I just like it didn't mean anything to me. Like with certain people, it didn't mean anything to me. And obviously, like with who I'm with now, obviously it's different. But I don't know. There's just been times where I don't know. I
No,
just like
you're good, Natalie. I'm mad at Jerica right now because she
I
sounded like
don't
one
know.
of
I
them
can't
dang.
just sit up there
No,
and
Jerica,
bop my
you
legs open for
listen,
somebody I don't
Jerica.
care for.
No, look, you do what you do, but what you ain't finna keep doing.
I be scared. You gotta think,
Okay,
man.
well, you be scared, but what
People
you
is
ain't
not
gonna
gonna
do.
come out and be like, "Yo, I got something." You think
No, but
somebody really
and I'm
gonna?
not
okay.
saying
First
for
of all,
anybody, but
That's why it's important to ask for test results.
yeah.
Okay, Perry, I
You
want
think they
some
doing
last
that?
test results. If you ain't been in a month, I want that. Let's go. We
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
together.
I'm saying
Exactly. We're
there's
going
multiple
right together.
there's
But
multiple
Jerica, you know what Jerica act like? Jerica act like that vegetarian that keeps getting on you because you like meat.
No, I
Like,
don't. I like meat.
listen,
I'm vegan. I do other things. I try
no, that's
everything.
not what I meant.
I don't point fingers and I don't do nothing. It's just my preference.
but
You don't play figures. You just told me I don't have a soul.
I did not. Okay, I'm speaking in general.
in general,
If the
not
shoe
yeah.
fits,
Wherever
I'm
it
They
not
may
have a
be,
saying,
you
soul.
gotta walk in them
but
They
stilettos.
have a
I know you
soul.
have a soul, but I know you feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Or you'll think about another person that you did and you'd be like, oh, they didn't do it like what you call it did. Or
No, if they didn't do it like what you call it did it, I just don't go do it with. I mean, they don't have to do it like what you call it did it. Just
right, and
have
then
to
you cut
do
them
it.
off, right? Because
That's
it's
not
like, oh,
why.
they didn't
No, 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 no,
perform
no, no, no,
good.
no, no.
Then they gonna start being
Okay,
crazy.
if the hanging out was only a sexual relationship and the sex is no longer good, then of course there's no reason to keep having the sexual relationship. But
Unless they got
um,
attached.
Exactly, and
I've
then they
had a
start going
friend.
crazy. I don't know. I guess I
No,
got scarred too
see
many times. I
again,
had crazy
again.
people
That's
come.
why you have to control. It's not about sleeping with somebody. It's who you're sleeping with. I've had this one friends with benefits for almost a decade now, and somebody a month ago were like, "Y'all are still friends." I said, and the person said, "Well, he's a really good friend, and the sex is really good. Until he ruins one of those, why do I need to stop?"
Period.
But then you might miss out on your person. You can
No,
have the person
I
that
won't miss
has,
out on my see. That's a
or
fear
what if that
tactic.
is your person? But
No,
then because
that's a fear tactic. I don't live my life with a fear tactic. If the person for me comes along, they go come along, whether I'm knocking boots or not knocking boots.
But
Yeah.
what if that is your person the whole time, but then another little person is coming in knocking boots with them too, and they're
You
distracted and they
cannot
can't focus
steal.
on
You
you?
can't take someone away from you that doesn't want to be focused on you.
Yeah. It'll
If
happen.
they go away,
Not
they
in
Yeah.
the
won't wait
beginning.
for me. That's the way that it works. I can't sit here and live a life of worrying about everybody else. If they want me, then
Now
they
you
want
can
me.
make
If
your
they don't, they
intentions
don't.
known. make your intentions known. Don't
Hmm.
sit here in silence and you caught feelings and you still like, well, if I just hold on to them, maybe
And we
they'll.
had that conversation 4 years ago, and they said they didn't want to go that route, and I never brought it up again because everything else is that's it
Oh,
goes back to my
fine. Oh,
original
okay.
thing. Are you happy in the situation? If you're happy
Yeah,
in the situation, no timelines and outside pressure should make you change it until your happiness in that situation starts to change.
Well, I guess I'm
Then we discuss.
stingy, so
well, I mean,
I
I'm
don't like my
with you.
stuff shared.
I'm
No,
with
you're
you.
not
I'm with
stingy.
you to a certain extent. Like when I was dating, I wouldn't have sexual relations with a person until I felt like they valued my worth.
Hmm.
Like it wasn't
Yeah,
like for me, sex wasn't just something I had
Same
about
here.
really. You gotta value who I am as a
right.
person. Because if
That's
we
how I
having
feel.
sex,
Hmm.
friend, you getting like the best of me. So you gotta really step up to the plate. You're not just gonna be in here. I never really cared for one night stands because I'm like, they don't appreciate what I'm giving them. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I
Um
don't know. I live by the airport, so sometimes on the app, I'll be like, "Ooh, look what is in town for 2 days. Give me what I need and go home."
I guess I had too much toxic stuff because I know my last ex, I ended up doing stuff.
I was very
He
protective
kicked
over
my door down and came in and thought I had somebody, and I was just asleep because
well,
my phone wasn't there. But I was like, I cannot deal with people.
Them were
So
flags right there. You
them
ain't
I'm
kicked the
about
door
to
down.
say them
Yeah,
I
flags.
wouldn't mess with him,
We
man.
waving, baby.
because I'm the type of
I'm
person,
like, no,
Natalie.
people
If
be
that
like, it's crazy because if you don't be doing extra stuff, you just be sleep, don't answer your phone.
if you
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
I are
crazy.
dating and I can't get a hold of you, my brain first goes to I'm worried if something's wrong with you. I'm kicking down
yeah.
the door to
Yeah,
see if you're all right.
exactly. That's what I was
Not
Now,
if
if
you
thinking.
somebody's
cheating.
in there, and you know
Yeah,
Well,
why? That's
people
because that's
react
a
that
boy
way
and
when
not a
they're
man.
cheating themselves.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
And I had to
And
go. They had to
but
fix my door, and ever
that's
since
actually
then, I just
Did
been
he pay for
fearful on
but
him.
that's
Yeah,
actually
he paid for it, girl. I'm not
it?
about
Okay.
to. I'm not
You
about
got
to
a
pay
gun?
for that.
So you
that's
got
like
a gun?
And I made him get me a car too. Since you
Period.
What you
did
say,
that, all I
Natalie?
did was like, oh my gosh, you did that to my
I don't
door.
think she could
And
hear when on the thing when she said it. What'd you say, Natalie?
I say you gotta be careful with them crazy.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I be really selective. So I guess that's why.
You know, Lena said this thing earlier about flags, and sometimes everybody just be. Listen, you've
They
been dating this
ignoring them.
person for a week, and they look over, and you're on Instagram, and they start going off about who you're looking at.
It's
That's your
time to
red
go.
flag
Oh
right
yeah, that's
there.
definitely red flag.
Cause friend, I pay this bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ain't talking
Are
to.
you paying it?
I was married for 7 years. Ask me how. Can you guess the number of times I looked at my wife's phone?
I mean, yeah, me and my
Zero.
husband, we
You
got
didn't
this
at all.
password and everything.
I feel
But
like
No,
you
you
no,
don't
should
no,
do
no.
it
share.
You
on
Yeah,
don't
my
know that.
me.
last
You
ex.
ain't
I
answered.
yeah,
Lena,
I
you told me
shared.
about your marriage. I know about your marriage. We've heard it 9,000 times. I'm asking you a
I'm hate
question. Guess the number of time I looked at my wife's phone.
Zero.
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 Guess how many times she looked at mine?
Depending on the
A
person, I don't
cup.
know like it.
Three.
She never looked at my phone. What was
Oh,
the
she
Okay,
didn't.
No, my wife, her I remember we were supposed to go somewhere and I went down to we were leaving on South Beach. I went down to the little corner cafe, not gonna say what it was, and I ran into Teresa. I'll never forget it, a girl that I used to know in high school. So we're like, hey, I was like, oh, I live right here on the corner. So we sat on the patio. I did that on purpose because I'm a smart guy. Make things look like it ain't supposed to look. We sat down on the patio and we were having a conversation. My wife came up and she sat down and I introduced them and we're all talking. Then we had to go and we walked away. And that was like the first time that she's ever walked up to me just talking to a woman. I said, I wasn't expecting that reaction. She said, sweetie, I have to trust you, not them.
period.
Oh, that's yeah,
And when
I
exactly.
the
don't trust other women.
and when I said about the cell phone thing, and somebody asked her, you don't look in your husband's cell phone to see. She said, why would I have to? He could go to CVS and tell the cashier what time you get off. 6 o'clock, I'll meet you here. He don't need to text that.
Mm-mm.
Exactly.
If they
So
gonna
you
do
don't
it, they
need to
gonna
even
do it.
do like look through phones. You know they're gonna delete it.
If they gonna do it, they gonna do it.
They
And if
gonna do it
you want me to
regardless.
know, you'll know.
And
Yeah. I feel
sometimes
like
you
you
see
have that
something you don't
feeling.
mean
You
to
know
see.
when they're up to
I
something.
only
Your
went through a phone.
intuition already tells you. So
I only went through phone once, but I already knew. I had already had someone else DM me. I just wanted to see it for myself, and I found it. But that's the only time I ever like.
Oh,
Looking.
Natalie, you're good. You're good. I've gone through plenty of significant others' phones and they mine, but once I was married, I was like, I'm not doing this dating.
Well, also,
Yeah.
I feel like if you're looking, if I only went through it because I had good reason already to.
Like
I
you
know,
To
already
look,
knew.
yeah.
You just want a
but I feel
confirmation.
like at that point though, like if you're not ready to leave somebody, but you already know some of the other things that they may be up to or very likely up to, I feel like if you're not ready to leave, don't go through that phone. If you already know that they're up to something, you know what I mean?
You know when
Yeah.
your stomach start going into knots when you about to go in it, and it
Throat right here,
you be
not
like,
up. Yeah.
oh yes.
Nah, Natalie ain't tell y'all the real reason. She said, "You know why I looked through his phone? Because he's a man." That's what she wanted to say.
I don't go through no phones because
Don't go through
man,
phones.
I
That's
thought
just
about
mm-mm.
wasted
having
Just because
energy.
you nosy. It ain't
I do
got nothing
not
to
go
do
through
with
no
seeing if somebody
phones.
cheating.
Who
You just
knows?
a nosy person, Lena.
Who me? I don't go through phones. Because first of all, that's an invasion of privacy. I want nobody doing it to me. Secondly, if you looking, you're gonna find something. Thirdly, what you doing? If you in a relationship with this person, you got the need to go through their phone. What you doing?
I remember I had a girlfriend go through my phone and she's like, "Who is this bitch talking about? She miss you." I said, "What's the date of that text?"
Friend, dates
Oh
are
my
real.
gosh, it was
February
so.
12th. I said February. She said February 12th. I said, we are in August. Do you see a reply? How far did you go back in my phone? I
She
said,
will look at
see? Did
it.
you see she was not left on red for 6 months?
Everything gonna look like something when you're looking for something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Everything.
Yes,
I
it
think
is.
everybody should just do
And
like
then you
Lena
start
said,
thinking about it like, oh my gosh,
Yes,
around
you should do what I
this
say.
date, that's what you was doing. That's when you were
start putting
texting.
stories in there. I think everybody should do like Lena did and just get it. But Lena, everybody does like Lena. Like for instance, I hate vibrators.
I don't like them either. I don't like
Yeah,
toys.
they
If you
always
need a toy, that's you. I don't need one. I'm good.
they always chip my tooth.